Paul Doiron is one of the most popular and acclaimed writers of Maine crime fiction. He has written 15 novels featuring Maine game warden investigator Mike Bowditch, and now he's got something new for his readers. Paul Doiron back with us on 207. So good to have you here. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Rob. It's always good to be here.
You have got a new book out called Skin and Bones. It is your first collection of short stories, and it has an interesting origin story of its own. So let's talk about that. Spring of 2013, you got a phone call from a game warden, an actual Maine game warden you know. What did he say to you?
So this was Sergeant Terry Hughes, who I had just met actually 2 weeks earlier, and he called me to say he had just arrested this notorious burglar from the North Pond area, and he was convinced that this man's story was going to be an international sensation.
And that was an accurate prediction indeed, because the North Pond Hermit became known all over Maine and around the globe just like that. And he actually said to you, the game warden said to you, you ought to tell this story, right?
Yeah, he was going to take me into this guy's camp. I mean, I had the exclusive on this story if I had wanted it. And I struggled with it. I have to tell you, it was because I knew it was going to be big. But
you ultimately turned it down and decided not to write a nonfiction book about the North Pond Hermit. Why?
I just realized, well, two things. One was, I didn't know if I could get him to talk. I didn't know if I would be able to believe what he said. There was a lot of mystery around this man still. But I think ultimately it was, I was in the middle of writing a novel, and I just knew that fiction is what I do and should do. And I wasn't going to spend a year researching.
You do better making up your own stories.
I do, yes.
But this offer that this game warden gave to you and the whole story of the North Pond Hermit was sort of a springboard to writing short stories. How so?
So I actually tried to work a hermit into the novel I was writing. It didn't work. And so I sort of stepped aside and wrote a short story about one of my characters, Charlie Stevens, pursuing his own hermit, loosely based on the real one. And it was really fun to do. It was just such a change of pace, and my publisher enjoyed it, and it sort of was liberating.
You're a very disciplined writer. You write one novel a year. They've all come out at the beginning of the summer. It's just like clockwork. I know that the actual writing isn't like that, but in terms of the publishing, it's very disciplined. What's it like for you to get to be able to write a short story where you don't have to commit months and months of your life to it?
Well, it's actually a lot of fun, and some of them go surprisingly quickly. I mean, I can write 20,000 words, which is about a quarter of a book, in 2 weeks for some of these short stories. I wish I was that efficient with my novels, but
and you write that it gave you the chance to sort of emulate a little bit or throw in little touches into these stories from some of your literary heroes.
Right. So The Bear Trap, which is my hermit story, is really modeled on Mark Twain. And Skin and Bones, the title story, is sort of my Edgar Allan Poe story. The Caretaker is based on Sherlock Holmes. I sort of turn Charlie Stevens into Sherlock Holmes, and Mike Bowditch is his John Watson. It's fun.
This is your 16th book. The dedication of this book is to your readers.
Yes.
Sounds to me like that's a real note of gratitude.
It is, because they're the ones who have made this possible. I mean, I've had an incredible life, and it's because the character has reached a lot of people. They keep coming back. They encourage me. My favorite part of the job actually is doing author events and meeting the people who are reading my books. It just keeps me going.
And your readers who are wondering if there will be more Mike Bowditch novels have nothing to fear.
They have nothing to fear. I'm contracted for 4 more.
Oh boy.
Yes, I know what I'll be doing through 2029.
All right. It's good to know you've got job security, Paul.
Yes, it is in this day and age.
Thanks so much for coming in. Congratulations on the new book. Again, it's a collection of short stories. It's called Skin and Bones. We've got more information on the book and on Paul Doiron in the 207 section of our News Center Maine app and website. Stick around. We'll return right after this.